Hi guys and welcome to another Dragonheir Silence God video. Guys, I hope your 2024 is starting amazingly as mine. I wish you all a happy new year. If this is the first video you're watching, in today's video guys, we're going to start diving in one of the most important contents you can farm at this stage of your account. If you're playing Season 2 in particular, we are 2 weeks in, a little bit over 2 weeks in. We soon going to have to start dealing with the bosses for the lunar event. And therefore, we're going to need a lot of resources to build more champions to start dealing with the different skills that the bosses are going to have. We're going to have to face one boss for each affinity, and each boss is going to have a weakness to one of the affinity. And so we're going to have to build damage dealer for each affinity. We're going to have to build support that match that affinity if it's not on the same one. And so we're going to need a lot of resources from the domains and from Goblin Lair to be able to build those champion up and improve our account very fast. So yeah, Goblin Lair now is very, very important. You should use all your energy there, or almost all your energy. Obviously, don't forget the gear if you need some to progress. And if you hit the wall at some point, go back and farm some gear. But today I want to jump into Goblin Lair 3, Stage 3, and show you 3 variations of the same comp that we've seen before in one of my previous videos, and my comp that I actually running on stage 3 for the 3-star. I'm going to show you the gear is going to be the same gear that I moved around except for the tank. Sometimes that's going to be slightly different, but as a layout generally is the same gear. The runs are all taken without any food, so that is just gear and some bonuses. I don't have any of the 5 affinity bonus. None of the run or none of the comp has 5 elemental affinity for the moment. And the clip you're going to see are pre-recorded. I've recorded 10 runs for each comp, average out the time, and choose the clip that has the time closest to the average, or they maybe show some particular topic that I want to discuss with you, but it's still in that time range of the average time. So enough talking for this. Let's jump into the run. And actually, I'm going to show you the composition here because it's massively easier. So the first comp we're going to look at is this comp, but with Garius in. So this comp is the one that I used to run in a previous video that I'm plugged somewhere around on top of the screen, where I'll show you how you can progress your game. You progress your season so far, basically using a total of 6 champion. You can basically deal with most of the bosses. It's been recorded a couple of weeks ago, so it was related to stage 2-5. I brought it up to stage 3, and I've used this comp basically to open up until 3-3. On there, I started experimenting with different stuff and trying improving because I was kind of getting to the point where I couldn't get more than 1 star. And so I started testing around. But here's how the champions are built. Garius has a gambler set, which is the same gear that he's using in my Vortex team. I'm using Dane with the Manticore statue. He is also in a gambler set, broken set really. Is built for damage. He does a lot of damage on his battle skills, and that's why I'm using the Manticore statue. Sigrid is my main damage dealer. She has the Eye of the Giant. She has the Inventor set. She does a lot of damage. And then I'm bringing my main character with the Arcane Music box to reach that almost 100% crit rate. Crit rate gauntlet, attack percentage chest, and any good gear you have, they give you attack bonuses. And then I brought Zalot with the Serial set. This is for having basically up that increase attack permanently during the fight. This is going to increase the damage. And that's pretty much it. I'm using the attack aura from Zalot, and this is going to be in common with the 3 comps we're going to see where we're swapping only the tank. I'm going to start playing the clip so you can see what the run looks like. As I said before in the clip, if you haven't seen it, when I use Garius, I don't use his ultimate because he basically doesn't do anything for me. Garius is going to survive through the entire fight. I don't need him to heal anyone, and when he does the animation for the healing, he's going to stop and do that massive rise with the stuff he's swinging around, and he's going to lose time and fall back and that means that the goblin is going to spread out and it's not going to keep them nice and compact on the front. If I'm running Garius, I want him to be there on the front, keeping the goblin compact and together so I can blast them out with the abilities of the other 4 champions. They're actually my damage dealer. He does a nice job. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It just go there. It doesn't bring any damage though. And that is the main letdown of Garius. As much as I like running him, and if you don't have any better options, you can still find a use for him. There are better tanks out there that do way more damage, and you really don't need to run a tank in this fight. If you have a champion that is going to be up front there, like a melee champion that runs on the front, and you have the possibility to keep him alive, to make it build tanky and bring debuff maybe to enable Sigrid, that is a good option. She just needs the goblins to be packed together. Well, she doesn't even need them to be packed together, but ideally you want them packed together, and they need to have debuff. When she fires off her ultimate, she's going to eat everybody on the board that has a debuff, and therefore any melee champion that plays debuff is good. As you can see, the round ends quite quickly with no trouble whatsoever, and the timing is of 1 minute and 45 seconds. The next comp that you're going to see is the one running Furbat instead of Garius. I've built him with the 0 sets and the crown clean. It doesn't really make any difference. The other are basically gear exactly the same. So I'm going to play the clip of this one as well. So you're going to see what I was mentioning in my previous video of the fact that Furbat has a terrible animation for his battle skills that unfortunately make him fall behind. He brings a debuff, he does some damage, it's all very nice and through, but when it comes to losing time on that progressions and making those goblins spread out, for me, it's more important that a tank will do that. And you can see it right here. He has done that animation for the healing on a battle skill. He has fall behind, and now the goblins are on me. Luckily, they are still packed together somehow, but they're going to soon start to spread out, unfortunately, and this will basically slow down the fight quite a lot. I am not sure if there is a way or some timing that you guys are using to make him more valuable, but the problem with the battle skills, it's a problem that you don't have much control on, because we don't have the opportunity to turn it off. We don't have the opportunity to time it. The only way will be through skill haste, but it would take you so long to try to get the right timing. Or you need to be very, very lucky that you find the right amount of skill haste that make you run smoothly. He doesn't do the animation when he's running. He only does it when he has the enemy in front, so it doesn't affect the run. In my case, I couldn't make it work. And you're going to see that the time is actually worse than running a champion that doesn't do any damage like Garius. It is the point that I was making in my previous video. The tank up front need to be one that doesn't make you lose time anywhere in the run. It doesn't have to stop. It don't bring that much damage, but it needs to do his job. It needs to be there in front every single time we run forward to the next wave. You see here that is still packed with the other champions. The next wave has come all the way to us. The enemy are spread out. I'm struggling to place debuff on them. I'm struggling to hit them all. The abilities are all firing off at the wrong time, and we'd end up actually going slower than we did with Garius. We are 10 seconds slower, or around 10 seconds slower. It's 157. It was 145 with Garius, and yeah, it's not worth it in my opinion. Now, if it is the only tank you have, you can be happy to use it. It's fine. But again, I think there are better options out there. The third variation of this comp is gonna use our mighty legendary Quisitia. Quisitia is gonna rock the same gear that I had on Furbat. I'm just gonna quickly pop it over on her so you can see the full build, and she's gonna have the exact same set, the same serial set, and the currently clean. The stats are almost irrelevant, but I just put it here up on the screen if you want to have a look. The nice part of Quisitia is that Her animations are shorter, and she has, as a battle skill, that ability to pull a champion that is far from her. This is going to help keep those goblin packed together. You're going to see it through the fight. And I'm going to play that on the screen right now. So you can see that she runs always forward. She hits 3 times. She plays a lot of debuff. She also plays debuff on her passive, which increased massively our output, especially when it comes to Sigrid, because the more debuff we have out, the easier it will be for her to fire off at the right time and hit more enemy at the same time. If we don't have those debuff out, she's gonna fire off at the wrong time. She's gonna eat only 1 champions, and she's gonna basically we're gonna have basically to wait in the next circle and see her battle skills, her energy for the ultimate skills will build up again, and it's not gonna be as efficient. So as you can see, Cressida is doing an amazing job in keeping them together. Sometimes she's gonna start pulling one farther out close to it, so they're not gonna have any chance to run off. Sigrid still can fire off the ability at the wrong time. I don't have made a timing for this fight because it's not the team that I'm planning to run long time. But as you can see, we are doing better than we did with the previous 2 options. We are 2-starring now, and the time is actually 1 minute 31, which is pretty decent. I believe that probably if you use some food, you can push this team on the 3-star. So guys, these were the 3 variations of the same team that I wanted to show you today. There is basically a lot of difference in picking the right forwards, the right tank or melee champion for your comp. You need really someone who's going to run constantly and keep those going together. I hope that concept is clear by now. And on that note, I want to show you my current team for Goblin, which is completely different. And obviously, it's not as free to play. I understand that, but this is what I'm running at the moment, and I'm gonna work on improving this, especially when we're gonna have to move to the 5-star affinity. Again, I don't need to move to 5-star affinity because I'm already 3-starring, but if I want to push for a better result, more for ego than anything, I can try to play around with other champions, especially when I'm gonna build them for other reasons. But in this comp, we're still running Zarlot. He is built as he was with the 0 set with the Chronotic Clean. It's there for the aura. Obviously, we're gonna have our trusted main character in the same build, random gear with some crit rate and attack percentage. Our Sigrid is our main damage dealer in the Inventor set, and our Perk Hunter is our second main damage dealer. Is built with the Emperor set. Not that it matters, but I had the gear to give him a set, so I did. And he's built basically with decent crit rate, not much. He has a crit damage gauntlet, so when he crits, he does critical. He does a lot of critical damage. And on the front, I'm running Strainacton, which is a melee champion, also from the Thunderbolt. I built him actually tanky. He is running an Enlightenment chest and a defense percentage gauntlet in a gambler set with accuracy to place those debuff. He basically has on his ultimates the ability to place electrocutes. He has it also on his battle skill, and the reason why he's there basically is to place those debuff on the goblins. He's gonna always run forwards. Doesn't have any animation that stops him behind. He's gonna place basically with a massive AoE, almost AoE on the board with his ultimate, the electrocute, which counts as a debuff that enables Sigrid and also bring up the damage of Perkunte. So let's have a look at the clip very quickly so you can appreciate what I'm talking about. And you can very quickly see that the reason why the melee champion is built quite tanky is because it's going to take a lot of damage, and Zarlot heal is actually what is going to keep him running for the entire fight. Sigrid has just annihilated the first wave. She fire off again on the second one a bit at the wrong time. I might have to still work on that. And then Perkut rise to the sky and slash them out. And we finish the second wave very quickly. The front runner is starting to get quite low on health, but Zarlot is going to hit the entire group of the goblins and heal him back and keep him alive for the fight. We're gonna go very quickly, and the timetables is timing for this fight is also done because Shenekton is not booked. I don't have the scroll to book him at the moment, and therefore I need to postpone Perkunte Ultimate to fall in line with Shenekton 1. It's a bit of a bummer because I would like to go completely 3 on this fight and get the best performance probably. I can't do that yet, but down the line when I'm going to farm those scroll, it's going to be more interesting. As you can see, Perkunt is slashing those lines very, very quickly. And this is a sign, is usually around 1 minute 10, get down to 1:07, depending. I haven't tried yet with food. It will be interesting to see how far you can push this one. When we're going to move to stage 3-3, with actually the 5 elemental affinity, I'm gonna have to swap out at least Zarlot. I don't have really a good replacement for him. I don't have any champion that brings an attack aura in lightning or poison that can do a nice job here in Goblin. So I might have to fall back to the good old Eli, which has a 14% attack aura, a triple hit on his ultimate, so he can do kind of a similar job. I'm gonna have to have Shenekton builds much more tanky and survivable. And I might switch my main character to Lightning, or I might consider bringing Nisa. I'm not sure yet. She's also legendary. I'm not gonna have scroll to book Shenekton and Nisa at the same time. But I don't even know that I want to invest that much on legendary at this point. Because, well, Nisa doesn't look that great to me. But maybe I'm going to use my main character on Lightning. It brings a lot of damage anyway. It's a bit less than what it does on Fire, but it's comparable. So guys, this is it. I'll show you all the comp I wanted to show you today. I would like to know your opinion in the message down below. Did you see something that I'm doing wrong or can do better? Are you running comp that are similar? Are you running comps that are totally different? If you want to share that in a message, it would be interesting to see. We all have a different account with different gear and everything is different. Basically, we develop accounts differently, and that's what makes this game fun. I will appreciate any interaction you want to have. It's nice to see what other people are doing. I have a Discord also linked down below. I'm not really using it, but if you want to start, come around and share your comps, some screenshots, I can help you with something in the game if you want. That can be also nice. I see you soon with another video of Dragonheir Silence God, and until then, guys, have fun.